Hello everyone, this is Gina and I'm giving you my update for my Damon braces. I got them put on August 4th and I go up to Associated Orthodontics, which is about an hour and a half away from me. But again, there are only, I think, 5 orthodontists in the state of Illinois that actually participate in the Damon braces. Again, just because there's so many out there that just want to stick with the traditional braces and there's no reason for it. But it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, I guess. But I love my orthodontist because again, they're always willing to update their knowledge and to try other things that can work that are actually better for your teeth and everything else. So this is my update. I actually had an appointment next week. That would be my 8-week appointment. But I am a school teacher and I totally didn't realize when I scheduled my appointments that today we didn't have school, and so I actually requested to have my appointment moved up 1 week just so that I didn't have to miss and take off my 8th-hour class, which I really don't want to do. Again, it's an hour and a half drive. So they went ahead and bumped me up, which is fine. So I need to give you some updates about what my journey's been like so far and then what happened today. First of all, I've never had any pain. Every once in a while I'll feel a really weird discomfort, like a pressure, like a sinus pressure. It's kind of weird. And it'll happen out of the blue. Like every few days, all of a sudden I'll just know my teeth are moving. I feel something different. My bite changes. Just a whole bunch of different things will happen. So I find that that's very interesting. But again, no pain. Hard time talking. Again, being a teacher, I talk a lot. So there's some days where I was really lisping really bad. I was having a hard time talking, and luckily I have so many students that also have braces. They just kind of are joining the journey with me, and they're pretty forgiving and been pretty accepting, and they always ask me about my braces, because most of them, actually all but one has a different type of braces, but they all have the traditional braces with the rubber bands around each tooth, and they tell me about how long their their orthodontist appointments are, that they have to keep going so often, that they have all these bands around them, that all this stuff, and it was funny. I forgot what that was like, because when I was a kid and I had braces, I was like, oh, I remember now, all those wires sticking out of your mouth. Yeah, this is totally different. So we kind of exchange notes and what happens. But in the meantime, so anyway, I have 2 crowns in my upper right side in my molars. Again, part of the fact that when I was biting, I was breaking my teeth and stuff. So I have learned that it doesn't matter what type of braces you get, obviously, the bonding agent does not like to stick to the porcelain crowns. They warned me about that. They said it might not stick. They said to avoid to chew it. The problem is that I have a sensitive nerve on my left lower, and that was from some work that had been done, and it's still trying to heal, so it hurts to chew on that side. So it's kind of like, gotta chew on the right side, but that's where my crown is, and they warned me that I could potentially break it off. Well, I didn't break it off eating. I actually broke it off brushing my teeth. I wasn't being aggressive. They warned me. So I had went up to have them rebond it back on. In the process of them rebonding it back on, when they popped my wire back in, it popped off again. So at that point, we decided we're just going to go ahead and put a band around the crown. Therefore, we don't have to worry about the issue anymore. It's just not going to bond because porcelain is not like your teeth. And so that was part of my appointment that was supposed to be today, is that to go ahead and put that in. So they went and took the bracket off, and they just, cut the wire so that it didn't go all the way back. Now, in the meantime, I didn't ask last time I was there, but if you notice, I don't have brackets that go all the way back to my back teeth. And I didn't ask why. I just was kind of like, oh, okay, I guess you know what you're doing, so I never asked. But in the meantime, so I had all these changes happening. My bite changed, everything else happened. And so we went in today, and I asked a lot more questions because my appointment, I had to sit there a lot longer. Not that much. I was only there for an hour. My arch wire adjustment was still only 20 minutes, but we needed to try to create space between my crown so we could put the bracket around it. And in the process of my teeth moving, there was a nice gap that formed in front of the crown, but not in the back of it. And for the life of us, we could not get anything. We tried everything. We even tried they couldn't put an expander. They couldn't do anything. So I had a lot of time there, which meant I got to ask a lot of questions that have arisen since I've got my braces on. One of which is I had asked about my arch wires. Now, again, I'm ADD sometimes, so I kind of forget. But I think he said that I'm on my today I have my second wire out of 5 or 6 total I'll get, and they move up in their job. So he said my first wire it's a very mild wire. It's for rounding out your teeth, trying to get them into the right position, and kind of rounding out my arch where it should be. And so it's a mild adjustment. But again, I was pretty happy because most people I know that got braces, with the traditional, they were hurting right away, and I didn't. But again, it's because my teeth can move when they need to, and they can stop when they need to. It's kind of a nice thing. I don't have rubber bands forcing my teeth and all these wires telling my teeth, move now. And then when they get to that point, they move so far, and then they stop, and we have to wait for the next tightening. I don't have that. I don't have to worry about that. So my teeth are little happy campers because they're able to move when they need to move and on their own. And the only thing I do is, every 8 weeks, so at least so far, then we up the wire strength. So today's wire was definitely a step up. When she took off my little wire, it was no big deal. She put this one in, and I immediately were like, whoa, I could feel the tightness. And it was just because the wire is a stronger, thicker wire. And again, it's a memory wire. So it wants to go and hold my teeth in the position that they're supposed to be, but they're not there yet. So it's kind of like they go in there and the wire's wanting to open up to be where it needs to be, of course. So my teeth are going, oh, I got to move again. So I definitely felt that thicker wire. But in the meantime, I was able to ask about a few things, and I asked why I did not have brackets on my back. And again, because of the way that the Damon braces work, it's kind of cool. The first few arch wires that you have are the rounding. They put your teeth in the right position, and they open up your arch, and they do all what's supposed to be done that way. Then when I get out of those, which may happen next wire, I go into, but it just depends on how much my mouth has moved, I go into the positioning wire. And the positioning wires are the ones that are the massive heavy-duty ones, the ones that basically shift, because if you see my front teeth line up like here, and my lower teeth line up here. So literally like on both sides of my nose, which is really annoying to me. I notice it. I don't know if you notice it when I'm talking, because here's the center of my lip, and you can see my upper teeth don't line up. It's really embarrassing. I notice it probably more than anybody else does. But that will be corrected. Little things like that will happen in my positioning arch wires that I eventually get. They're like the tooth movers of shifting your bite. And then at that point, they said they take another series of photographs and x-rays and all the 3D imaging and stuff to see at that point where each tooth needs to go to line up to match the bottom and be configured right. So right now I'm just in the rounding and the moving the teeth into the right angle. I guess that's what you could say. And so until I get to the positioning wire, they don't need to put them in the back yet. Right now it's just trying to get these to get torqued and turned just right. So they need to be where they need to be. Okay, so in the meantime, we tried to put that space, as I said, in between the crown. Wasn't happening. What they did is, because I couldn't get a spacer in there. They tried to do, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know. Right here. It's a little, you can't see it. I just caught my lip. It's a spring. And so they put it in there, and we waited like a series of time to see if that would work. And it did, but just not enough. So wow, it's fast, how fast that thing works. But it didn't work fast enough. So we decided that, again, since it's not that big deal, we're not going to force my teeth to do something. We're not going to put any damage, anything like that. And because of the fact that what the arch wire is still doing, I think I cut myself. Oh, I did. I apologize. That was weird. But what we're going to do is we're going to leave the spring in, and that way, my next appointment, everything will be sprayed or spread out nice and neat, and so then everything will go fine. And I do apologize. I actually, when we were there, I caught my lip on something, and then when I pulled it back, I just opened it up again. So I do apologize. That's really gross, and I'm really sorry, but I'm not going to stop my video just because I'm bleeding in the corner of my mouth. It was something when they were trying to put those, the spacer in, I did the mistake, and I said something right when they were moving their tool in there, and so of course my lip caught my bottom bracket and got pinched, and then it kind of split, kind of like, if you bite your lip kind of thing. That's what happened, and so I just kind of reopened it when I pulled my lip back, which I apologize, so now I look funny. But, it happens. You got braces, you're going to deal with weird things. Which actually leads me to the fact that when my teeth have been moving now, again, no pain and stuff. Occasionally I have to put wax, but actually up here. It seems that when I wake up in the morning, I must sleep with my head towards the pillow. And so sometimes I'll actually push my upper lip into my brackets. And then I don't think it helps the fact that I'm talking all day long teaching and my lip is constantly rubbing. And there's this thing, I got a new one on it now. I can't really see it. There's this little thing right here. The first one that they had went on both sides of that tooth. And then when they changed my wire, they went ahead and put a thicker one on. And it's kind of rough. The braces aren't rough. That little thing. And again, I forgot to ask what that was, but I don't know if it's a center line or so that it keeps the wire from maybe, because again, these wires can move at will. So again, the bracket is kind of clamping over. So if this was the wire, so the bracket clamps down over this. So it's like that. And so the wire can go back and forth when it needs to. And so common sense, because I have one down here as well, common sense is the fact that they put this little metal thing in the center part of it so that as my teeth are shifting, the wire can't shift all the way out one way or the other. That would kind of just make sense to me. It's just common sense. So I have a feeling that's what it is. Okay, so in the meantime, I have this spring, and so my appointment is on November 11th, and that will be, again, another 7 weeks. And again, normally they're 8 weeks, but we're kind of spacing it out this way because they're so nice and they work with my schedule, and it doesn't really matter. But it's Veterans Day, I think. Yeah, and so again, once again, as a teacher, I don't have to go to work, so therefore I don't have to miss my kiddies, and, that's a good thing for me. And then it works out great because then my next appointment is during winter break, so it's perfect. I love it. Again, the staff is just amazing. These people are just amazing. They're awesome. And it's pretty cool because my orthodontist was a dentist for a long period of time. And so this nerve issue that I'm having, it's kind of cool because he was able to kind of look at it and see, what's going on. And he was able to kind of check some stuff out. And then he wants my dentist to kind of, look at and everything like that. Because bad news is that it looks like, again, when you have teeth like mine, they're not good. I take way better care of my teeth now than I did when I was a kid, and I'm regretting it every bit of the way. But when they had to fix my tooth before I got my braces on, there might be a little crack in my cusp of the molar. And they said a lot of times the only way you know that is this really weird pain that you keep getting. It's like a zinger. It doesn't feel like a bad tooth. I don't wake up in the middle of the night, my tooth hurting, nothing like that. There's no aching. I have no aching at all. It's just when I put pressure on the tooth, therefore biting or pushing, or when they put the wire on, I was like, it's causing a little zinger action because it keeps hitting the nerve. And he explained that when a tooth cracks, it can actually run all the way down inside the tooth, but it's hidden by the filling and you don't know it's cracked, but it will cause that continuous nerve pain that only happens when pressure is being exerted on the tooth. But like one part, he could push on one part of the tooth, doesn't hurt at all. Push on the other part and it hurts. And he was explaining that if a tooth is nice and solid all the way across, it doesn't matter where you push, it's pushing equally down. But when you have a crack, it doesn't let it do that. And so he thinks I might have, unfortunately, a tiny little crack. It wasn't caused from the braces. It was just something that was already there that we just kind of, you know, probably just fixing that filling that was leaky filling, just put extra pressure on the tooth and it happened. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to go back to the dentist, and if it is a crack, we're going to have to put a crown in. But he explained that if I can just get a temporary crown put in, braces will attach to that. It's just the porcelain they don't bond to. So unfortunately, I might be having to have more dental work. Again, lesson, people, take care of your teeth when you're younger. Don't wait till you're older, because by the time you get to my age, it's kind of like you're fighting an uphill battle. You know, I take care of my teeth really good right now. They prescribed me prescription strength fluoride. I use it every night like they told me to. I clean my teeth all the time. I floss all the time. I do everything all the time because, again, you know, I'm realizing these are the only teeth I have, and if I'm going to put this much money in my teeth to fix them, I better take care of them. Unfortunately, you know, I can't fix what I've already damaged. You can just keep trying to fix it from there. So that's the only thing with that. But otherwise, we'll find out. I took 2 Tylenol after they put the wire in. I went ahead and ate something and took 2 Tylenol because I started to feel that. Again, I equate it to a sinus headache. It's just sinus, it feels like sinus pressure to me. I definitely felt tightness on this tooth way more than this tooth was kind of sore. When they actually went to go put the spacer in again, they had to take that heavy duty wire out again. And just literally in that 15 minutes of that wire, that stronger wire being in my mouth, when they took it out, wow. It, like, my tooth almost hurt. It was really weird. And when they put it back in, I could feel it. So definitely felt it. The bottom one they call a square fitting. So it's going to square out my lower jaw like it should. So it's pretty cool. They said that this arch wire, I will definitely start to see some big time changes. I saw other changes before, but they said, I'm going to see them big time now. They said, I'm going to start seeing a lot of changes, which I'm so excited for. I really do. It's so cool to see. You constantly want to go in and look in the mirror, and I wish I could figure out how to take photographs so I could see, but they said I'm definitely going to be seeing some changes now, so I'm pretty excited. But yeah, the pain, I don't know yet. It might just stay this discomfort like I've had before. I'm hoping that really that is it. So I took 2 Tylenol, and I'll probably take, again, I'll probably alternate between ibuprofen and Tylenol. Take 2, you know, just to kind of let my body adjust. And just to keep ahead of the game, just so that if there is some discomfort, I'm going to be okay. But otherwise, so far, so good. So if later this week, tomorrow, anything like that, I start to experience pain or anything different, I will totally make sure to update that for you guys. Just because, again, I want to be as honest as I can with you guys, and being upfront with these, since they are Damon braces, they are different, and I'm trying to help you guys see that there is a very cool brace system out there, and that's these. So I really want to be honest with you guys on that. So if I have any pain, any discomfort, anything that I feel that I need to report to you guys, I'm going to report to you guys. If I see any major changes happening in my mouth, I will report to you guys on that. It won't be as long as the video. It'll be just a little quick blurb update. Otherwise, you'll probably only hear from me at my wire changes or when something significant has happened. Otherwise, you're going to get bored of me every day. You know, I can only say so much. Hey, I feel a movement. You know, but no matter what, I guarantee November 11th, I will have another posting because that's when I get a new wire change. But again, if anything happens in the meantime, I got to get that crown on, or my teeth start shifting really big and I got to show you guys, or my teeth start hurting, I will let you know in the meantime, okay? But just an update, again, don't be grossed out. These are what my teeth are looking like. Yeah, you can see all my fillings. So kitties, brush your teeth. And you can see that. And I otter. You see that? This tooth has definitely moved more in than this tooth, and he said that'll happen. So I kind of feel like one tooth sticking out a little bit further, and you know, but it's all in the game of getting him fixed, so I'm okay with that. Yeah. Oh, we put more nubs on. My bite shifted again, which is great, but I could bite down again. But I had one tooth up on the top that was kind of hitting one of my brackets below. And personally for me, I got nervous about that. And I said, can you build me back up again? I know it's awkward when you chew, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. Plus, when I was biting down, because again, my mouth isn't, the teeth aren't shifted right, I was constantly biting into the cusp of that tooth. And I kind of got nervous putting that much pressure on that corner of the tooth constantly and not an even contact. So I said, can you build them up? Can you build them up again? So they did. So you can see the gap. See the air. Yeah. See it? Yay. So, but it's all good. So anyway, yes, look up Damon braces, DamonBraces.com, the Damon system braces. Associated Orthodontist is GreatBraces.com. If you're in Illinois, they're amazing. Go to them. You will not be disappointed. They've got 4 different offices, so I'm sure you can find one near you. Mine is in Bourbonnais. So yeah, mine's Dr. Jones. So anyway, hope you like this. Send me comments, likes, dislikes, anything you want to learn, anything you want to know. Tell me to shut up, whatever. Just let me know, subscribe, and keep following me, and I'll keep giving you my journey along the way. Have a great day, everyone.